This is a free podcast from the BBC. For more information, you can go to our website, bbc.co.uk/Radio 2.
Oh, what about a round of applause? Woo! The way to do it. Have you recorded your Christmas Day programme yet? What? Ye of little faith. Oh, my word, there's a girl with a bad chest having a canary here.
You know, there's not much meat on a canary.
Early bath of Ludlow, the home of Floyd's glowing balls. Really? I know that you're all on Christmas. I know what you're doing on Christmas morning. We are doing a programme here from 9 till 11. You'll be stuffing the turkey in a caravan outside the charred remains of Wogan Tower.
Smoked turkey, very nice.
Do you know, everybody in our house still smells vaguely of smoked haddock.
I thought there was something.
I wondered.
I know. You carry it with you till the day you die. And Charlie will be waking up after the Willesden bus depot, and Deadly will be asleep in a Wheelston shop doorway. Lynn will be opening her seasonal gift of gear oil, and Boggy will still be at the Seaman's Mission. Janet will have locked him out.
More trouble.
Oh, look, the Charles Nove Christmas Family Newsletter. Excellent. I do hope people are going to send me their Christmas Family Newsletter. We had a friend who used to do that. And everybody was fantastic. The children had all been uniformly successful. And happiness was everywhere. It wasn't like a family at all. Charlie Nove Christmas.
What's been happening in my family?
Well,
do tell me.
Rather than have to write individually to you plebs in my family, I'll photocopy this fan club mail-out. It's the thought that counts. I've had a reasonably good year starring in the BBC Radio 2 breakfast show, although my support acts aren't up to much. You have to work with what you're given. Although the splot grot can be very trying, with do my spanners look big in this, whining. The contract I have with Whitehall for the extraordinary rendition of BBC executives in The Route Master is progressing well, although the Dudley dimwit has so far escaped my clutches. Beardy Botox boy still won't properly retire, so look forward next year to an unfortunate boating accident involving a poisoned cravat and a barrel of ferret fat. This has just the ring of truth. One career drawback, Fire Alarm Freddy has finally given up the European voting booze-up gig thingy. Unfortunately, the job has gone to another of supposed talent so lacking in this bomb shelter. It's eggy.
It's getting a bit, isn't it?
I've got Podgy Digits Jock in place as a producer now, so...
We didn't like that.
So... It's your newsletter. So, with the photos and videos in my possession, he'll be doing my bidding. I never knew you could do that with a Selkirk bannock and a kilt.
Well, he's a very cunning operator.
It's a Selkirk bannock.
You don't want to know.
Okay. Have a Merry Christmas, fans. You could have done this. Yeah. And don't forget to keep sending your £35 monthly membership subscription to Used Oncers. There's a recession on, you know.
Just gloss over that bit, I think, please.
Too late. Now, let me just tell you the delights that lie ahead. OK, well, there's just going to be a Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, adapted by some idiot. And Ebenezer Scrooge, in the demanding part of Ebenezer Scrooge, John Marsh. The Ghost of Christmas Past, Alvin Dedicoat. The Ghost of Christmas Present, My Good Self. Your wife's an old bat. Be that as it may. The Ghost of Christmas Future will be Lynn Bowles, Tiny Tim, perfectly cast, Alan Boyd, and chains and ghostly wailing aplenty. It'll be your Christmas treat. Actually, probably your Christmas penance. It's Christmas morn, the sprouts are done, the family's gathered for festive fun, but from the kitchen Mum's sobs are heard, because Dad forgot to defrost the bird. Wayne and Shane have been up since 3, have broken every toy beneath the tree. The cat and the dog, who are always alert, are staying well upwind of Uncle Bert, and Auntie Doris, on her 3rd snowball, is showing her bloomers to one and all. And the au pair, Fifi, neath the mistletoe, is only charging 10p a go. One can only reflect that this family scene is so unlike the home life of our own dear Queen. And it's no use looking to us for anything different at Christmas and that classic thing. It's the most wonderful time of the year. We all believe that. And I suppose and I hope that you have everything that you wish for your family and yourself this Christmas. I myself, with Barrel and Joe here, and other underlings, have had to come in of a Christmas morn because you're worth it. And because we like to do a little bit of Christmas for everybody, keep everybody happy. And one of these days we're going to succeed. When I get back home, of course, there'll be nothing left. There'll be up to me armpits in wrapping paper. Oh, my friend Desmond, says Simon Whittam, was struggling for a 70th birthday gift for his mother. Now, this is an idea, perhaps, for Christmas. In Athy, County Kildare. Oh. After much pondering, he hit on the useful present of a new lavatory brush and a toilet seat. He had given her one on her 60th, and it had served her well. And ever a resourceful woman, his mother cleared the sink of dishes and set about scrubbing the old seat, when it was finally prized from its resting place of the last decade. The old seat, indeed, the old lavatory brush, she wrapped up and took to an old lady down the road who she thought might appreciate them. I went Christmas shopping, says Jackie Owens, and while queuing in a certain well-known value-for-money store, I noticed a baby's first Christmas teddy bear at the checkout. I picked one up for my 7-month-old goddaughter. On inspection, the label at the bottom said, "Not suitable for children under the age of 36 months. Yeah. Colin Nugent, I received my brand new artificial Christmas tree from my catalogue company. It was 7 feet tall and arrived in a 4-foot cardboard box. Oh, no, you didn't have to assemble it yourself. A fate worse than death. Assembling things at Christmas Eve, that was my nightmare. Trying to assemble a Wendy house, I remember, when the worse for drink at about 12 o'clock on Christmas Eve for the children. Oh, hopeless. Anyway, this 7-foot-tall artificial Christmas tree arrived in a 4-foot cardboard box, and printed on the side of the box, "Do not use this item while still in its original package." So can you imagine how well it would look, still in its box, with the tinsel and the baubles stuck on the outside? Oh, and Paul O'Grady told me this. He said, "Tell him this story, Tal. 2008's first Christmas joke. 3 men died on Christmas Eve and were met by St. Peter at the pearly gates." Now, nobody's saying this is a new joke, okay? In honour of this holy season, St. Peter said, "You must each possess something that symbolises Christmas to get into heaven." And the first man fumbled through his pockets, pulled out a lighter. He flicked it on. "It represents a candle," he said. "You may pass through the pearly gates," St. Peter said. Bit of a toff, St. Peter. And the second man reached into his pocket and pulled out a set of keys. He shook them. Any excuse? He shook them and said, "They're bells." St. Peter said, "You may pass through the pearly gates." And the third man started searching desperately through his pockets. Finally, pulled out a pair of women's panties. St. Peter looked at the man with a raised eyebrow and said, and just what do those symbolise?" And he said, "These are carols." You're listening to our very special Christmas show. Yes, we've come in through dungeon, fire and sword, the worst of the snowdrifts, up to our armpits in some cases, to battle our way to be here with you on this Christmas day. Oh, and there's worse to come here on this very programme. In about, say, 40 minutes' time, the Wogan Players will be presenting... just a moment. Seasonal. Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, adapted by some idiot. And the players will be, in the role of Ebenezer Scrooge, John Marsh. In the role of Marley, I'll be playing that because he was dead. And Christmas past, Alvin Dedicoat. Christmas present, my good self. Christmas future, Lynn Bowles, Tiny Tim. God bless us, everyone. Aye. Alan Boyd, Chains, ghostly wailing, members of the cast, Christmassy music. It will be a feast of fine acting and tomfoolery. This is Radio 2, and I'm with you until, well, you never know. Top 10 trashy Christmas presents received by women. Number 1, online subscription to Weight Watchers. Now, that is just a tad insensitive. I mean, you ought to get that thrown back in your face, mister. An omelette pan. Oh, a pair of Wellington boots. The lady will have no idea why she got them. A book called Basic Cookery. Cookery for Egypts. A bread bin. Now, there's a timely gift. A box of roses filled with half Quality Street and half roses. a hybrid box of chocks. Investigation apparently revealed that these had been opened and resealed. There's a lot of romantic guys out there. A box set of Twining's tea bags in a wooden presentation box. A mock bronze Roman bust. Result of 55 minutes in the pub and 5 minutes Christmas shopping in the lunch hour. 9. A rude hullet head-shaped mug. And 10. I asked for a foot spa. I got a washing-up bowl and a kettle. Oh, the time is near upon us of joy. Most people seem to write to me in verse on Christmas morning. It brings out the worst in you, doesn't it? The time is near upon us of joyousness and revelry, when a woman's mind becomes focused and a man's turns to devilry. I slip a tot or two and fantasize. Those dreams can be quite graphic. They normally involve changing oil with a red-headed girl in traffic. We haven't got her with us today, have we? If there was ever one woman in my dreams who I fantasized was my fiancée, would it be Lynn Bowles again, or should I try Beyoncé? Wow, that's what you call rhyming. And this is from Neil by Mouth. Then just as the two began a catfight to decide which one I take up, a hot moist breath ripples round me ear, and the wife is yelling, "Wake up! Time to walk the dog." I'm afraid we haven't got a dog or a cat to walk. I chased a squirrel this morning earlier on. We three kings disorientated are. We followed our sat-nav instead of a star. Be with you as soon as we are able, if someone can get the postcode of the stable. The roads are quite bad and in places quite steep. And we're having some trouble with too many sheep.
You're listening to the Wake Up to Wogan podcast from BBC Radio 2.
I can cut a rug with the best of them, as Father Brian Darcy knows well. He's seen me tread a measure, haven't you, son?
I have seen it and will never forget it, Terry.
Easy now. Don't go too far. I know it's Christmas. Don't take too many liberties. So there you are, in your little cell there in Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland, we sell Northern Ireland. The only time I get out is to say hello to you, Terry, and to wish you a very happy Christmas.
Well, that's as it should be.
And to wish Helen and the family a happy Christmas.
That's very kind, Brian.
And to wish Alan, of course, there a happy Christmas. Hope he's got over his cold too, which he had coming up to Christmas.
He's very chesty.
He was very chesty, but I'm sure a little of whiskey from his native country will take away the chest and take away the hairs off his chest as well, I suspect.
No, he made a promise to his mother many years ago never to touch the devil's buttermilk.
It's a pity he broke it, wasn't it?
Now then, Brian, it's always a pleasure to have you with us on Christmas morn.
Indeed.
And thank you for joining us.
Sure, it's an absolute pleasure. It's an honour, Terry, because I love Christmas, even though it's one of the busiest times of the year. And like yourself, a pattern has developed. Coming up to Christmas is busy with work in our church, visiting hospitals and looking out for the poor and lonely. We had our vigil mass last night and we were delighted. We had a visit from Santa Claus, a very surprise visit. He came in to give presents to every child in the church. It was lovely too. Afterwards, we had mince pies with some of our helpers and exchanged small but meaningful gifts as well as big cuddly hugs, which I enjoyed greatly, I have to say. And then I got into my car and drove to Belfast to present the early morning Christmas morning show on BBC Radio Ulster. And now, after I finish the show, hopefully I'll be able to relax and have a Christmas lunch with my community in the Gran. Later in the afternoon, I'll visit families who were bereaved this year, and that's when my Christmas really begins, because you can bring a little peace to families who don't have much of it on a day like this. Christmas means that God became one of us and lived, loved and laughed exactly as we do. So the best way to celebrate Christmas is to be fully human and to enjoy the human gifts that God has given us. If humanity was good enough for God, then it ought to be good enough for me. A really good way to spend Christmas is to be with your family, your loved ones and your friends. Sit around a big table, enjoy the food, eat plenty of it, have a drink to celebrate if you have to, but enjoy the festivities anyway. Make it easy for everyone in the house by helping out as much as you can. Make an effort to be pleasant. And most of all, take time to talk to and to listen to one another. Parents and grandparents should share their stories, which will be repeated lovingly many years after we're all long gone. Children always enjoy their toys, and then in years to come will bore their own children by retelling the memories that you are making for them this very day. So in short, do your best to have spread Christmas cheer. Ben, if you haven't done so already, sometime over the Christmas, why don't you go to your church and experience the real peace and to say thanks? God went to great lengths to visit us in our humanity, and it seems to me it would be the decent thing to do to show some appreciation. So happy Christmas, one and all.
Well done, Brian. As always, wonderful words. When you talk of your community at the Grand, they are, I know, priests. And
Yes.
yet, when you came across to launch your book in London, you brought your community with you from the Grand, and there were 6 women. How do we...
Now, their husbands might not be that happy to hear they were the community in the Grand, but they're part of our wider community. It's about the only way I can get past the Pope's nose by saying that.
Good man. Happy Christmas, Brian.
Happy Christmas,
To you
Barry.
and yours.
You're listening to the Wake Up to Wogan podcast from BBC Radio 2.
You can even set the podcast up to be automatically updated on your computer when it becomes available each week, so you don't even have to remember to get it. For more information, visit bbc.co.uk/Radio 2.
It's been a wonderful year for children in need. The Bandage CD, which sold only on the internet the last time I looked, and it's probably made much more as we roared into Christmas, it was worth more than £200,000 to children in need. Then there's a certain record which we will have culled from it, which we'll be playing from you later. Really wonderful. And among the marvellous moments was Barrowlands Boyd coming up through a hole in the stage, like the Demon King, in a wonderful theatre on the Queen Victoria liner, where the Togs had their voyage, and from which I presented the programme on a couple of mornings, and really tremendous time was had by all, and raised a ton of money again for children in need. But we won't easily forget Old Barrowlands coming up through a hole in the stage. And apparently it's left a lot of trouble, really, because Amanda Reid tells me that Lisa Cottrell, who's the choreographer on board the Queen Victoria, advises that her dance troupe, the Royal Cunard Singers and Dancers, is now reduced to only 2 able-bodied dancers following a series of very unfortunate injuries the rest of the troupe have sustained trying to avoid the large hole in the stage. I suppose you think that's easy.
Almost musical.
Yeah. Oh, we're all gathered together, friends. Isn't it exciting? Isn't it exciting?
Yeah, the team are together.
Well, Christmas morn, come in through, as I say, the worst of the snowdrifts to be with us.
Yes.
Some by sleigh, some by velocipede, others by Shanksmare. For the Wogan Players' presentation of A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, adapted by some idiot. Now, in the role of Ebenezer Scrooge, John Marsh.
Yeah.
Christmas...
Oh, it's more like a goat.
It's not a good...
Like a goat.
Maybe a llama.
It's not a good start. Christmas past. Alvin Dedico.
Yes, indeed. Welcome to Christmas.
Enough. Christmas present. Sir Terry Wogan. Hello, everybody.
He's here as well.
Yes, your wife's an old bat. That says maybe. Christmas future. All right. God, it's got to be one of those. I feel it in my water. No, love. All this rehearsal.
Yeah.
The whole principle rehearsal.
Mm-hmm.
Rehearse.
Yes, then.
Pull back. Pull back.
Pulling back.
Not going forward.
No.
Tiny Tim. Such casting. Alan Boyd.
Spare us a copper, please.
I always thought Tiny Tim was
reverting-
quite young.
Which one, Taggart?
Reverting back to type there. And there'll be chains and ghostly wailing. Oh, God. So, Barrowlands came through the stage, tinkling the keys. You were there for that, weren't you?
I was there for that, yes. I wish I
A
wasn't,
sight,
but I
I'm
was.
sure, that was certain to please. But in yesteryear, keyboard duettists graced the stage. Ravitch and Landau are all the rage. Now Boggy and Barrowlands, a new sensation, to do the rounds and entertain the nation. An unlikely duo? That's true. Come on, lads. Have a go, please do. Winnie Atwell and Mrs. Mills. Eat your heart out. The 2 new keyboard bees are now about. Nice little learner, that'd be.
Could be, couldn't it?
You too? Could you
All right,
consider it
Boydie.
at all?
Can I have the bottom part?
It could be wardrobe for Mrs. Mills, really, you know.
Borrow yours.
And there's another little song here. On the first day of Christmas, so Terry said to Lynn, here's the mince pie, enjoy. And no, it doesn't work. Okay?
Brave.
The Wogan Players, Ars Gratia Artis. A Christmas Carol.
Slipped out.
with the laughing. A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, adapted by some idiot. The Players, as already nominated by me in part of the demanding part of Ebenezer Scrooge, John Marsh. In Christmas Past, Alvin Dedicoat.
Yes,
In Christmas Present, my good self. Your wife's an old bat. That's as maybe. Christmas Future, Lynn Bowles. Yes, all right.
Oh.
That's a ghost. That's not Christmas Future. Oh, maybe it is. Tiny Tim, Alan Boyd. Oh, yeah. Yes.
What's that?
He's snuffling. He's snuffling.
He's not well.
He's
That's not good.
Chains and ghostly wailing. Okay. So, once more, just a moment. While you could talk amongst yourselves with it. Okay, here we go. We'll have no rehearsal plays off. 'Tis the 24th of December.
Bah!
Oh, for God's
Humbug! Anyway, I prefer Everton mince. Oh, well, so to bed. Yeah, but any luck, I shall sleep until December the 20th. What's the matter?
Come on.
Stop. Look, I'm acting here.
Why are you talking through your
I shall
nose?
sleep until...
Sorry.
I come in on Christmas Day and I get abuse.
Cue him.
Just stay at home and get that. December the 26th, and thus miss these confounded celebrations. Keep it down, I'm trying to get some
Ebenezer Scrooge, I am the ghost of Christmas past. Oh, me toe, why is it always so blooming dark in here?
Dear, have you not seen the price of gas and electricity? I haven't money to burn, you know.
Well, never mind that, Cocker.
Cocker!
Bit of genuine Dickensian speak, that is. Never mind that, Cocker.
He loves it.
Come with me. I've something to show you.
Bah!
Oh, hang on.
Hang on.
Now what?
Oh, God. Ah!
It's you.
Well, I know, but I've a lot of business here. Effects. Woo!
I'm sorry.
Woo! I am the ghost of Christmas present. Ah, I back me bloomin' shin. Don't you have a light in here? That's smart. There'll be a bruise, you know.
Look out, mate. You'll have us over if you're not careful. Stand still, for goodness sake.
Look, can't a miser get 40 winks in here?
No, Scrooge, I, too, have come to show you that you must mend your ways. And I have brought with me this snivelling urchin, Tiny Tim. Hoots.
Like an owl. Look, out of my way, the lot of yous.
Yous?
I can't get in here, there's no room. It's murder.
Couldn't Dickens have set this in a field instead of a pokey bedroom? Okay.
I am the ghost of Christmas future. For goodness sake, will you bunch up a bit and let a girl in? I've come to show you the error of your ways, Ebenezer Scrooge.
No, not another one. I should be charging on the door in here.
Why is he doing it through his
I
nose?
don't know. But wait.
Okay.
Thank you, you're waiting. All this ghostly activity has made me see the light. Oh, you boy, go out and get the biggest turkey you can find.
But turkey?
Yes, turkey.
And why are you sounding like a Dalek?
I don't know.
Wait until the reviews of this, loves. Wait until the reviews.
And take it home to your family. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Oh, God bless you, Mr. Scrooge. Merry Christmas.
I hate that kid.
Merry
Christmas! Happy Christmas. We're coming to the end of our time on this Christmas morning, which I've really enjoyed. I hope you have as well. I just watched the effort they call a video of yourself singing, I think that's the word, with that Alice person. Alid. They say video killed the radio star. Okay. The opening sequence shows you in the library of Wogan Towers with Alice, presumably before the smoke damage, with the dishwasher trick. Anything for attention. And then later we see Alice in a fireman's coat standing outside, ready to tackle the blazing dishwasher, while all you can muster up is the scarf you got last Christmas. You're a right old curmudgeon, aren't you, Ben Goat? Did you turn the heating off to avoid government fundraising? Hard words, Ben, and this, of course, is a reference to the extraordinarily successful Little Drummer Boy Peace on Earth, which has raised a ton of money for children in need and which you've bought in your thousands. And the first time I heard you and Alan sing it, it made me cry. No, you're not it's not supposed to be sad, okay? It's a joyful Christmas song. And so Tracy Shepherd, bursting into tears, for goodness sake. And mark your card. You took it in the right spirit anyway, but as I say, so many of you seem to think it's a sad song. No, we didn't mean it to be sad. And as I say, we just did it for children in need. Now, my thanks to Barrowlands Boyd, Ars Grazia artist, one of the great producers, Joe Mifflin, who made it all work this Christmas morning, and Deadly and Boggy and Bowlesy, who came in. All that remains for me to do is wish you the compliments of the season. Very, very happy Christmas.
This was a podcast from BBC Radio 2. Get more information now at bbc.co.uk/Radio 2.